Shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations unto the elect of the nation of Israel, and to speckled bird Israelites that are scattered abroad that look like the heathen nations. So y'all say shalom. And I also want to give a shalom to all you brothers and sisters that may be listening and learning to these videos. And I want to give a shalom to all you brothers that are out there in the highways and byways doing the work of the Lord in these latter days. And that's magnifying the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, which are the names of who the word really calls God and Jesus. And I also want to mention that this video is only for the Israelites. The Israelites are who you call today so-called black, so-called Native American, so-called Hispanic, so-called Cuban, so-called Jamaican, so-called Puerto Rican, Dominican, so-called Haitians, Guatemalans, the Panamanians. Those are the Israelites. Always have been, always will be. I'm coming back at y'all with another video on the app Newsbreak that I always use. I came across this article, as you can see, it's from 2 days ago. And it says, America is going apart, possibly for good, which it is for good. This is the end of Esau Edom's kingdom. And if you don't know who Esau Edom is, Esau Edom, or the Edomites, that is the biblical nationality of the so-called white race, who you call Caucasians today. They are the Edomites according to the Bible. They're not white people, but that's what they have self-proclaimed them to be, as white, which white means pure. That's why they put that title or name, themselves as a race, but it will grow apart for good because Yahweh Shai, he said this, y'all probably already know where I'm going. The kingdom divided cannot, y'all probably already know where I'm going. Was that Mark? I believe the one I'm trying to get is in Mark. This is Mark the 3rd chapter, and I'm gonna get the 24th verse. It says, "And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand." Verse 25, it says, "And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand." And right now, that's happening, all throughout America. People are against one another, and it's all prophecy. It's all prophecy, and it's only going to get worse. You just had this, what is that Roe versus Wade thing happened like 2 days ago. They overturned that. Esau Edom overturned that and basically, made it to where you couldn't get an abortion in certain states and whatnot. And they have their motives and and reasons for things, and most people don't understand why they do certain things. They just think it's just to do it, but no, they have reasons to do that. And it's really to get people's reaction. It's to get them to go out and riot and to protest. That's really what they want you to do. They want you to buck up. They want people to go crazy out here, in these streets, man. They want it to turn violent because Esau Edom, they have this term called, order out of chaos, meaning, they want to bring in an order or bring in a new system from chaos, but they want to create that chaos, but they don't want it to make it seem like that it was them that caused it, you see, but it is them. And most people, they don't have that eyesolve to see that or understand that they're the ones doing these things, We get this in the book of, we get that in Luke. No, let's check it, Luke. Luke chapter 12, verse 51. Yeah, I'm going to get this. It says, Luke chapter 12, verse 51. It says, "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth," right? You think that Yahweh Shai, our Lord, is coming to bring peace on earth. It says, "I tell you, nay, but rather division." You see, Verse 52, it says, "From henceforth there should be five in one house divided, and three against two, and two against three." And what else you got going on? You got this, so-called Pride Month. This thing is being pushed heavy, man. You got a lot of probably these younger kids, man. They into that Pride Month, and they listen to these, um, these wicked, evil, musicians out here that that are rappers and stuff like that. A lot of these parents, man, they don't really, especially you Jake parents, man, our people, man, because we're under the curses. They don't know how to raise their kids anyway, because we're under the curses and we in a wicked system. So you see, so it's a lot of division going on, man. It's a lot of division. And, hey, the man and the woman is against each other too. In the Israelite household and in other households, not just the Israelite household, but in the Edomite household, all other races too. This country as a whole, outside of Israelites too, these heathens, it's just done. Everybody wants to do their own thing. Everybody, thinks that they are right in their own eyes. But let's get this scripture in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 25. Is that it? Yep. It says, "There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death." You see? And that's what's coming to this place too. A lot of death has been happening. A lot of, young people, particularly athletes, they were healthy, they in their mid-20s, and they dying, all of a sudden, which I would have my own reasons and beliefs as to why. Because of those stabbing jabs that that they was basically telling people to take, or else they was gonna die, or yeah, if the Crown Royale stuff, C19 telling you to take that, so it will stop you from dying. But hey, man, we starting to see them side effects, man. I believe, that's why a lot of people are just dropping like that. And of course, the Lord is in control of life and death. But I believe that personally, I'm speaking as a man. That's why you're seeing a lot of these young athletes dropping, man. And you got a lot of people, like I said earlier, you got a lot of women hate men. Men don't want to be with men don't want to be with women, because a lot of women are whores, or they want to do their own thing. They want to have a career and not take care of a baby. But Edom is the culprit for all of this, happening. These are signs of a diminishing kingdom. You see, these are all signs. Especially the first precept I brought out in Mark, the 3rd chapter. Everybody's divided. People don't want to work no more. You got people that they just want to do their own thing. You can't build this system cannot continue going on much longer, man. I don't think we have a couple more years left, man. I mean, Lord willing, Lord come back, possibly 2023, man. If it's not at the end of this year, but and people don't trust people. That's what I want to say. People don't trust people. People don't trust people nowadays, man. Because let me get this in the book. Was that Micah, the 7th chapter? I ain't brought this out in a minute, right? But the Lord is the one that's really orchestrating it. Of course, Esau is the instrument that is used, or the vessel that is used to carry out, this deception on TV and, on the radio and all these different things on social media. But the Lord is really in control. This is Micah, the 7th chapter, and let me get the 5th verse. It says, "Trust ye not in a friend, and put ye not confidence in a guide, and keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom." Let me get verse 6. It says, "For the son dishonoreth the father, and the daughter riseth up against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. and a man's enemies are the men of his own house. You see, and we read that in like the first verse I brought up, man. This is all prophecy, man. This is all prophecy, man. Once everybody's against each other, don't nobody want to help each other. It's like okay, it's like basically you got a group of people, they all pulling on the rope, but they trying to go a different way. What you think is gonna happen? That rope is gonna rip apart. It's not like they all trying to pull one way. You got people on the opposite sides of the rope. Like what's the game tug of war that I used to play as a kid. That's how this kingdom is right now. You got people that feel this way about this. You got people that want to do this. You got people that feel that way about that. So what's going to end up happening? All out chaos is going to happen. If I can get this in the book of Daniel, where it talks about this kingdom is going to be partly strong and partly broken, because it's all prophecy, man. We at the toes. NATO and America. We at the toes of that statue that the prophet Daniel. I think was it the prophet Daniel that had the dream, or Nebuchadnezzar, and then it might have been Nebuchadnezzar had the dream, and then brothers can correct me if I'm wrong, because I know Nebuchadnezzar did have a dream, and then of course the prophet Daniel broke it down because he's an Israelite, and Nebuchadnezzar is a heathen. Partly strong. Hold on. I think I found it. Daniel, the second chapter. Get that. Yep. I'm gonna start at verse 40. It says, "And the fourth kingdom should be strong as iron, and so inasmuch as iron breaketh into pieces and subdueth all things, and the iron that breaketh all these shall break into pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of the potter's clay and part iron, the kingdom should be divided." That's this kingdom, man. America says, "And there shall be in it the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay." We know those two elements cannot mix. It says, verse 42, it says, and of the toes, the feet were part iron. It says, in part clay, so the kingdom should be partly strong and partly broken. It says, verse 43, it says, "And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with the miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men." It says, "But they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay." And right, and people are pulling away from each other. It says, verse 44, it says, in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven, Yahweh Shai, set up a kingdom, the kingdom of heaven for the Israelites, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Right? It's only going to be for Israelites. But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms and shall stand forever. You see? And that's what's getting ready to happen, man. You got a few prophecies left. You got the MOTB. Got that famine that's gonna kick in. We coming to that time of JT, Jacob's trouble. Great tribulation, man. There's a lot of things that's already going down. People gonna be put in FEMA camps. We're gonna have to be as pilgrims in that. Pilgrims in that day, man. These days are dangerously close, man, to us. But that's once these things happen and they end, man. There's the kingdom. But it ain't gonna be no easy road. I'm going to get this in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 9, and I'm going to close out because I didn't intend this lesson to be long. Because we coming up next, man. All this division, man, this is what's happening. As Esau is coming down, Jacob is rising. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, and verse 9. It says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." You see? And this is the end of Esau's world. That's why you see all this division. And it's for good, You at the end of the road, man. Esau's at the end of this road, man. You at the end. It's only gonna get way worse from here, man. And you got all these jakes that don't know what's going on, or You know, they think they know what's going on, but they don't know, man. They don't expect for this place to fall, or they don't expect for all out hell to break loose. They don't even know that there's a famine coming. They're not paying attention to it. You know, they really distracted off this Roe versus Wade thing. You know, there's way more things that's taking place than this Roe versus Wade thing. That's just a distraction. You see, but I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna give all honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect and to you speckled bird Israelites that are scattered abroad. So y'all say shalom. I'm gonna say wow, blah blah blah.